Good morning students. In this session we will continue the new chapter body fluids and circulation. Under this, first of all, what is the meaning of circulation? Circulation is also called as transportation. Transportation. In external world, what are the goods we are utilized in our home? All those goods are produced in different parts of the country and different parts of the world. But however we are utilized, we are consumed those goods and food products. How means? Because produced in different parts of the world, but however they are going to be transported and reached to us, and we are consumed those things and also utilized the goods. So that what we understand, transportation is nothing but of just by the transfer the different parts of the country or world, goods are reached to the consumer. Same like that, in our body also different substances are produced. For example, hormones. Hormones are produced by endocrine glands. Endocrine glands produce hormones. So different endocrine glands produce different hormones. They are reached to the, what is that? Target organs or target cells. That means they produced in different part and affect on the different organs. What are the affected organs? Those are called target organs or target cells. How it is transported? Produced in different parts of the body and reach to the and show the effect on different parts of the body. How means? With the help of the transportation or with the help of the circulation. Same like that, exchange of gases. Exchange of gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygen is transferred from lungs to cells and carbon dioxide is transferred from cells to lungs. This exchange of gas also done with the help of the transportation mechanism only. Then nutrients. What are the food we are taken? In that food, nutrients are present. Those nutrients are after digestion, which is going to be reached to the cells. How means? From the digestive system to the different parts of the cells, nutrients are reached. How? With the help of the transportation or circulation only. And also the waste products. Nothing but of toxins. Toxins are waste products produced in different cells of the body but reach to the where? Excretory organs. Excretory organs. What are the excretory organs? Kidneys, skin, lungs, liver. Those are the excretory organs. Those organs are receive all the toxins and eliminated from the body to survive the organism. So, based on that, what we understand, what are the nutrients consumed by the organism, what are the gases exchanged in the organism, what are the hormones produced in the organism, and also the neural functions, whatever that functions done inside of the body, which are all done with the help of the circulatory system only. It is simply interconnect all other systems in the body. That's why a system is evolved in our body, that is only we are called as the circulatory system or transportation system. Now, what are the body fluids are helpful for the transportation in lower organisms. In lower organisms like lower organisms, for example, sponges and coelenterate. Here there is no body fluids. Here, for example, sponges and also the coelenterate, what happened? With the help of the diffusion mechanism, only exchange of gases and ingestion of the food, all those things are going to be done. So circulation is done with the help of the what? Surrounding water. All these organisms are lives in the aquatic environment. With the help of the water only, exchange of gas is done, and also the ingestion of food is done. Removing of the waste products are also done. What is the mechanism? Is diffusion mechanism. What is the meaning of diffusion? Molecules move from higher concentration to the lower concentration is called as the diffusion. That this mechanism only helpful for the, what is that? Exchange of the gases and ingestion, all that metabolic activities in lower organisms. That is only happen in the lower organisms like sponges and coelenterate. There is no specific body fluids present for the circulation in lower organisms. But in higher organisms, so in lower organisms only surrounding water helpful for the circulation with the help of a diffusion mechanism. In higher organisms, for example, what is that? Humans are coming under mammals. Body fluids are present. With the help of the body fluids only, transportation is done. Circulation is done or transportation is done. Circulation in higher organisms, for example mammals, circulation is done with the help of body fluids. So what are the common body fluids in humans or higher organisms? The first one is the blood, second one is the lymph. These are the two important body fluids helpful for the transportation mechanism in higher organisms. If you see what are the components present in blood? Blood is called as it is a fluid connective tissue. It is a fluid connective tissue. It is a fluid connective tissue. Fluid means nothing but of here plasma is present. Tissue means here formed cells are present. Formed cells means nothing but of blood cells. Blood cells are present. So it is a fluid. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. That means liquid part also present along with that solid cells or tissues. Now we are going to study what is a plasma. Plasma is a straw color fluid. Straw color fluid. What are the components are present in plasma? Here 92% of water is present and 6 to 8% of proteins are present in the plasma. What are that proteins? You see the proteins, albumins, albumins are present, which are helpful for osmotic balance in the body. Osmotic balance, to maintain the osmotic balance in the body. What is the meaning of osmotic balance? Right amount of water and ions present in the body is called as the osmotic balance. That is maintained with the help of albumins. The next one, globulins. What are the importance of globulins? So globulins are helpful for defense mechanism. What is the meaning of defense mechanism? Defense mechanism means what are the disease caused organisms enter into the body, those are going to be killed by the organism with the help of a defense mechanism, that is called immunity. So that immunity is going to be getting by the person with the help of the globulins, which is helpful for defense mechanism. That means immunity, to develop the immunity by the globulins. Then fibrinogen. Fibrinogen. What is fibrinogen? It is helpful. It is a clotting factor. Clotting factor. Clotting means it is a clotting factor. Whenever the person is met an accident, at that time blood is oozed out. That is going to be spontaneously clotting. The blood is not at all bleeding. What is the reason? Spontaneously blood is clotting after 3 or 5 minutes is over. That is done with the help of clotting factors. What is the clotting factor? One of the clotting factors is the fibrinogen. It is helpful for the clotting of blood. Now, along with these proteins are 6 to 8% only present. Along with that, what is present in the plasma. Then some other constituents also present in the plasma. What are that constituents? What are that constituents are minerals like sodium and also the bicarbonate and also potassium, magnesium and also the calcium. All these minerals are present. Then nutrients like glucose, amino acids, lipids are also present in smaller percentage in plasma. Then, what is the meaning of serum? Except the clotting factors present in plasma is called as a serum. Except the clotting factors present in plasma is called as a serum. That means without the clotting factors of plasma is called as a serum. So here in serum means in another way plasma minus clotting factors is called as the serum. Now, what is the percentage of plasma commonly present in blood? It occupies 55%. 55% of plasma present in blood. Then the next one, formed elements. So what is the formed elements? Formed elements are also called as blood cells. So they occupy 45% in blood. If you see that the fluid part of plasma is more than the solid part of the blood cells. So that the blood cells are floating in the fluid part of the plasma. Why? Because the percentage of plasma is more than the percentage of the solid particles like formed cells. Under that formed cells, the first one is the RBC, red blood cells. They are also called erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. What is the lifespan of erythrocytes? Are 120 days. Where they produced in bone marrow. Where they produced in the bone marrow. Then what is the why their red color means hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein. Hemoglobin is a protein present in red blood cells. That's why they are red in color. Hemoglobin is a protein present in red blood cells. That's why the blood cells are red in color. Now, the percentage of hemoglobin is 12 to 16 grams per 100 ml. 12 to 16 grams of hemoglobin present in 100 ml of the blood. So that is the normal percentage of hemoglobin. So less than the normal percentage of hemoglobin, which cause the disease in the humans is the anemia. So that is about the red blood cells. The red blood cell shape is spherical and biconcave shape. That is the shape of the red blood cells. So it is the shape of the red blood cells. So it doesn't have the nucleus. That's why they are called as the enucleated cells. Enucleated cells means doesn't have the nucleus. Nucleus is absent. Now, so in a millimeter cube, 5 to 5.5 millions of blood cells are present in millimeter cube of the blood. Now, the red blood cells major function. What is the function of red blood cells is? The function is transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygen from lungs to cells and carbon dioxide from cells to lungs. That is the major function of the red blood cells. What is the use of the absence of nucleus? Which is helpful for the increasing of surface area. So which is useful for, due to the absence of nucleus, what happened? So enucleus or enucleated cell is used for increase the surface area. Increase the surface area to transfer more number of oxygen molecules. To transfer more number of oxygen molecules. That is the importance of the absence of nucleus. So one hemoglobin molecule can transfer the 4 oxygen molecules. One hemoglobin molecule can transfer the 4 oxygen molecules. In one hemoglobin, what is there? 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains are present. So that is about the RBC. The lifespan of RBC is 120 days. After the death of the RBC, what happened? They are commonly die in the spleen. That's why spleen is called as the graveyard of RBC. Graveyard of RBC. All the erythrocytes are die in the spleen. That's why the spleen is called as the graveyard of RBC. Thank you, students. In next session we will continue.